Okay,
Vocal warm-up, son.
feeling good.
All right. Welcome to the Weekly Undertaking. I am Michael,
I am Alex.
and we are your co-hosts tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, this is the Weekly Undertaking, as Michael just said, and I am reiterating for you. Before we get started,
We're very energetic. We had three cups of coffee before we went on tonight.
I answered the door, jumping up and down.
We did. And
Michael
he did.
joined me.
It was great.
It was my neighbor looked at me, and he was just like, "What?
Honestly, we've done weirder shit on your lawn. Like your neighbors are probably used to us by now.
What a yeah, yeah." Honestly.
All right. So as we said, this is the Weekly Undertaking. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
And before we go further,
yes,
I would like to introduce a new segment to you and to everyone else
this is news to me.
called Old News with the Oxymorons. Because,
All right.
you know, we record in advance.
We record a full week in advance.
And we record at the very end of a week.
That's
which
true.
means that by the time we upload, whatever we talk about is way outdated.
very old news.
But a lot has happened this week.
It's been a very active week, so we need to discuss the things that happened.
Yeah, so when you're hearing this, everything you're hearing is like 2 weeks old at this point. But that's why it's called old news.
This is a hot take several weeks after the hot take is relevant.
Okay.
So what news do you want to discuss first?
Well, first I think we need to pay a little homage to the late Stan Lee, who sadly
yeah.
did pass away. A lot of great things happened this week, and that was the one thing that was really upsetting.
I mean, listen, it's like the fact that they said when they said Stan Lee passed away at 95 years old, I had no idea he was that
Old.
elderly.
It was honestly an accomplishment.
He accomplished so much in his life.
Yes.
And I mean, he changed my life. His characters got me through almost every hard time, you know. I grew up reading X-Men and Daredevil and Captain America, and Spider-Man was my favorite.
The movies always gave me something to talk about at parties. It was, but honestly,
You never read the comics?
actually no, I was not a comic book reader,
I'm
and
surprised.
I'm still honestly not.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he was able to give a hand in uniting the entire world,
Mm-hmm.
not just the world of comics, like our whole world, by presenting a movie franchise that has something for everyone, in a way that's just never been done before.
Yeah, I mean, he put really comics and that kind of literature on the map in a way that it had not been before.
Yes.
Because, you know, this observation has been made before, but I'm going to reiterate it. It's like DC it gave us the first superhero in Superman and started to make that kind of popular, but Stan Lee made his heroes human.
Yeah.
They weren't super people. They were people that had superpowers. You know, like when I read his old stuff, Spider-Man, Captain America, they still had rent to pay in between crime fighting.
That stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it when they combine those like two worlds.
And
That's-
he really was the first one to really do that, you know? All
Yeah.
of the humanization of Bruce Wayne and all that stuff came after Stan Lee did it first.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Marvel characters, though, like the tying factor, I think, is characters who view their powers as almost as curses instead of like something incredible.
Yeah, you see the Spider-Man in particular more than anybody else.
It's the great power, great responsibility.
One of the best. I mean, one of the most prolific lines he's ever written. But yeah. He listen. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. There will never be another one like you. I think.
Your name is awesome too. I don't even think, but just that's an Stan Lee.
Well, he changed
Awesome.
it.
Well, still,
His first name, his real name was Stanley Lieberman, and then he changed it to Stan Lee to make a pun on his first name. And
but
he changed.
it's cool.
It is cool. It's dope.
But thank you for informing me on this because I didn't know.
Yeah, it's he was a good man, one of the great American creators of all time, and man, that his passing hit me harder than I thought it would. But yeah, he lived a long, full life, touched a lot of people, and yeah, can't say anything bad about the man.
More people than I would ever hope to touch.
Yeah, of course. All right, so
Okay, we brought him down. We got to bring him back.
yeah,
up.
exactly.
We gotta bring him back up.
What good news happened this
On
week?
that same day, we got to see live action Pokemon for the first time ever.
I forgot that happened this week.
Okay, I gotta say, Detective Pikachu, I'm so hyped for it.
It's on the top of my list of Okay, so the art of Detective Pikachu is crazy, detailed, and by that extent, creepy as all hell.
Yeah, so to bring everyone up to speed, there was a trailer on Monday.
2 weeks after the fact.
Yeah, there was a trailer 2 Mondays ago.
Yeah,
For the first live-action Pokemon movie ever called Detective Pikachu, and it's about a Pikachu who can talk to this guy named Tim, and they solve mysteries.
Right.
And
Played by the guy's played by Tim is played by Justice Smith, who had
guy from Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, that's where I saw him before.
You probably didn't recognize him when he was in like a terrible movie.
Fallen King. Yeah, you're probably right.
Wasn't a good
I
movie.
haven't seen Fallen Kingdom.
Oh,
In God knows how
then
long.
that's why you didn't recognize him.
I did not at all.
Yeah, Fallen Kingdom not good.
Okay, good to know. I will avoid Fallen Kingdom at all time at all junctures.
And then Ryan Reynolds, which means that we're getting a lot of Pikachu jokes in Deadpool.
In Deadpool 3.
That's something you told me.
That was my initial hot take.
Sorry to take that joke from you.
That's fine. Ryan Reynolds is incredible. He is one of the most widely recognized superstars of today from his work in The Green Lantern, Deadpool. I think he was in Love Actually. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know.
He was in several rom-coms at the very least.
And now he's fucking Pikachu.
He's Pikachu.
Now, honestly, when I first heard about this, because they announced this a long time ago, that Ryan Reynolds was going to be Pikachu in a live-action Pokemon movie.
I totally missed that.
I was terrified. I was like, no way.
I really wish they just put Ryan Reynolds in like a Pikachu costume and then just didn't acknowledge it.
That'll probably be an SNL skit.
You know what? You're probably right.
But
when he's advertising Detective Pikachu.
But dude, I've been wanting live-action Pokemon since we saw that Pokemon Apocalypse trailer.
Pokemon Apocalypse?
Yeah, from 8 years ago. It was a fan trailer that used like realistic-looking CG Pokemon.
I am completely...
You never saw that?
This is a very deep cut even for me.
Dude, it was awesome.
I did not...
Seeing that was like, wow, can we please get a live-action Pokemon movie?
Completely unaware
It was about Ash after in the adult underbelly of Pokemon where there's like fight clubs and illegal activities.
You know, that has potential.
I think that would be a really cool movie.
You know, do we know what rating Detective Pikachu is getting?
It's probably going to be PG.
That's so upsetting.
It's either going to be PG or PG-13. I'm leaning towards PG.
I mean, it's a Pokemon movie.
Just because, it's Pokemon, it has to appeal to kids while also appealing to old adults.
No, it's gonna be a kids movie, but I mean, I would give so much money to watch a grisly murder scene from with just Pikachu at the helm.
I think you're forgetting the amount of things that can be done with PG.
True enough.
You could do a lot.
Let Pikachu say fuck. That's all I want.
That's probably not going to happen.
I want it so badly.
Maybe one day.
I really, really badly want that.
But I'm stupidly excited for that. We'll probably be talking about this in the coming months.
I would be shocked if we weren't.
So both of us, I think the whole census of the entire internet is, I did not expect to be excited for this movie, but yet now here I am, so excited.
I think the entire, the big reaction from the entire internet was Mr. Mime looks creepy as fuck. Why the hell does that exist?
Well, no, it exists because Mr. Mime is creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
they're true to the character.
They certainly are, but my god, I had trouble.
Makes me happy that we don't live in that world.
Yeah, me too. But regardless, it looks like it's gonna have a lot of belly laughs, and I'm really excited for that.
Okay, and then besides that, we're still in old news. The Toy Story 4 trailer dropped, and no one cared.
Did you see? I didn't care about the main one that dropped with the weird spoon-looking thing.
Yeah,
I didn't really care about that one, but they released
there was another
second
one, right?
trailer with Key and Peele as two stuffed animals.
I did see that.
That
one was pretty good.
That is the first thing that actually got me excited for the movie, because I just want to see the Key and Peele reuniting.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just happy we live in a world where Pokemon got the world excited and kind of made everyone be like, Toy Story 4? Pokemon.
Well, first of all, no one was really excited for Toy Story 4.
No,
because
the story had a nice end.
Toy Story 3 ended so perfectly that the fact that they're making another segment, I mean, I have yet to be disappointed by a Toy Story movie.
That's true.
So I'm optimistic about this.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, but the fact that they're touching this after its, perfect completion puts me on edge, and I think the rest of the world is, or I don't want to speak for everybody, but a large consensus is saying, do we really need this?
Yeah. But I mean, the big thing is like the prequels didn't ruin Star Wars. The Last Airbender didn't
Came
ruin
close.
Avatar. Like you
Came
can't
close.
you can't ruin something that already exists with an additional thing just because even if it's bad, you could just kind of ignore it and you'll still have the other thing.
There is definitely an exception to that I'm
Dude,
blanking on right now.
I love the Shrek trilogy. Never even think about Shrek Forever After.
I didn't even see Shrek Forever After.
Bad.
Is the soundtrack good at least? Because Shrek 1 and Shrek 2
I don't
had
even
banging soundtracks.
remember. That is true.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I don't think there was one pop song in that movie.
Well, I don't know if that's a positive or a negative.
Okay, now one more thing that we must discuss.
Okay.
For old news. My alma mater was in the news this week.
Was it really?
You know this.
Do I? I'm blanking on it. Continue. Tell me your story.
Danny DeVito.
Oh shoot! You did show. Yes, I did find this.
You found this and sent it to me.
I did
and I
find
was
this.
upset because I wanted to tell you on the air.
Okay, so explain what it was.
So my old college, Purchase College, proud to represent now. It was someone had found a secret room in the basement boys' bathroom in the VA building, Visual Arts building, which I use frequently, by the way. Never found the secret door.
Oh, come on.
I've been there. I've been in there so many times.
Well, what was behind the secret door?
It was a shrine to Danny DeVito. I'm sure you've seen this. It's been everywhere. Danny DeVito himself saw it and tweeted about it.
Read the tweet that Danny DeVito said.
My phone's over there. Hang
Okay.
on.
Well, I just want to say this is absolutely your school is wild, and I love every.
Whenever someone asks about it now, I'm just gonna show them like secret Danny DeVito shrine.
It says a lot. It says a lot about it. I mean, Danny DeVito had a rough week because Ryan Reynolds stole the part that was made for him.
Honestly, I would love to see him as Detective Pikachu.
There was a fan trailer that I watched afterwards of just
I saw it too.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia quotes dubbed over whenever Pikachu was talking, and he said some awful things in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
All right, I got the tweet here.
Read it.
Danny DeVito at Danny DeVito. Your shrine honors me. My heart is filled with love and garbage, because the shrine had a lot of garbage around it. Tomorrow, as you may know, is my name day. Do something that makes you feel good. Above all, be kind to each other, pick up trash, recycle, and be aware of plastics in the ocean.
Well, was his name day? So it was his birthday? Is that what he's trying to do?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he used this shrine to
send a good message.
He did.
Yes.
But also, God, I love your college.
No, and honestly, this revelation has been a point of conflict and a little bit of upsetting reality for the people at Purchase.
Really?
Because I have a little bit of an inside visual because I'm a part of all like the Purchase groups on all social media, so I get to see what everyone's like talking about.
The reaction.
And they sealed up this shrine 24 hours after it went viral.
What? Why?
I don't know. They sealed it up because it was a secret room no one knew about.
I saw that Purchase College tweeted about it saying, haha, our students are so creative.
I don't know. But they boarded it up and now everyone's like, well, there's mold in the apartments and like there's fucking like the buses don't get here on time, but this is what you're going to fix immediately.
Let the Danny DeVito cult live on!
Which is upsetting because it was probably one of the greatest art installations the school has ever seen.
You're not wrong, actually.
And it was fucking covered up.
Actually, literally, you put that on a pedestal, that could be a piece of art. That could be someone's final portfolio piece.
Yeah.
Because it's beautiful.
No, trust me, someone got an A in one of their classes.
Could you imagine the teacher just gave an assignment of make sure it's make an underground art project somewhere?
No, I read somewhere that it was installed in like September, I think. Mm-hmm. So it went a couple months without being noticed. Yeah. But I'm proud of Purchase. Rise up, make a big piss about this because it does suck that they're gonna do something about a secret room that was made to honor a small Italian, and not fix the other problems the school has.
Yeah, like I said, I am all here for vitology.
Okay.
The Scientology of Danny DeVito.
And now, 15 minutes in, I think we gotta cut this old news segment and get to the actual reason of the podcast.
Oh yes, what is it that you did this week, Alex?
Okay, yeah, that took a very long time, and I feel bad, but
what? Why? I think that was fun.
you know what? You're right. I had fun, and this is a pretty light week anyway.
Yeah. So what was the challenge this past week?
Build something.
Yes. Very vague, very broad. The only qualification that I think we had was...
No IKEA, bitch.
No IKEA, meaning no instructions. You had to make it from your own intuition.
Yeah.
All right, so did you complete... I can see right here.
Yeah,
you have your... He has one of his creations...
On the desk.
On the desk that we're recording on.
So I made two things.
Okay.
Did you only make one thing?
I only made one thing.
Okay, so let's talk about this one first, because it's the least interesting.
Okay.
I had this idea this morning, just because I built the other thing and I didn't know if it was enough to talk about for an entire episode.
Okay.
But basically what this is a giant marble run. And I don't know if you probably know this about me. I'm obsessed with marble runs.
You are obsessed with rolling marbles down at faster paces than other marbles.
It's those like plastic sets with all the little pieces that you make to form a big slide that marbles run down. They sell them for children.
Okay.
And this is one of the smaller sets that I own. I own 3 sets. This one is not connectable to the other 2 sets that I own.
You are their most consistent consumer.
3 sets in 2 years, I think.
That's pretty good.
Probably gonna be 4 soon.
You're planning another purchase of another marble run set?
Because I bought this one because I wanted to make my even bigger creations, but this one turned out to be much smaller. So I never really used it.
So what is the purpose of this marble run set that you made?
To have marbles run down it.
Oh, well, you know, that makes fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
But you know what's funny?
What?
These marble slides, because they're smaller, they require a smaller marble, and I don't have them.
Oh.
So...
Do you need to purchase more marbles for the marble run?
It came in the set. I just lost them, I think.
Oh, okay.
So what we have here... I was
gonna say, that's a real racket.
Is a completely useless being that can't carry out its functionality. And yes, again, in art school, I would be a genius.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's perfect.
I saw that meme this week where it was like from The Simpsons, and the two of the teachers were talking about Ralph in school, and he was like, "This student filled in everything except the bubbles in the Scantron," and Seymour was just like, "In art school, he'd be a genius." It's like, yeah.
I freaking love The Simpsons.
They used to be good.
That's very fun. To be fair, I do not watch The Simpsons with any regularity anymore. When I was in middle school, maybe a little bit, but that was it.
So anyway, I converted it into this week's pick and bucket stand. Excuse me.
How are we supposed to get to it? You're the only one tall enough to reach it.
It's really not that high, Mike.
It's pretty high for me. He showed off by just reaching up and easily grabbing the pick and bucket.
It's
It's
a little bit above your head. Can you not put your hand above your head?
No, not at all. That requires way too much effort, and I'm deeply offended.
All right, great.
Well,
What'd you make?
This is a really good creation. I'm glad.
I did in a few minutes when I was taking a break from Let's Go Pikachu.
Well, it's pretty colorful. It's fun to look at.
It is a fun object to look at. I do wish I had marbles to run down it, because it's perfect. It's actually 3 slides all at once, and they're all perfect, and they're all like exactly the same.
They're all very intertwined too.
Thank you. I worked hard for a couple minutes, and it was fun.
Good. All right. So what I have I don't know about what your experience is working with wood and things like that.
Oh, what did you do?
Well, I wanted to build a bookshelf because...
And how'd that work out?
It didn't, because... So I have a lot of experience because I was involved in stage crew and theater and things like that in high school.
That's right.
Yeah, so I have a lot of... I've had a lot of fun playing with power tools over the years. The problem was when I got home and went downstairs to look at what we had, I realized that my home, my father and my family don't have many what's the word, tools or wood.
Dude,
or anything like that.
We have all the tools in the world.
Do you actually?
Yeah, but aside from my family, we have all the tools in the world.
Oh my god.
Just kidding, family. You're the coolest people I've ever met. I saw an opportunity and I took it.
I was gonna say they're like the main listener. Your family is our demographic. That's all the people that are listening to this. Why are you insulting
then they should
them?
know my sense of humor and they should know that I'm kidding.
True point. But yeah, so I've made a lot of really cool stuff, and I was like, I get to show off and I get to play with the power tools. My dad has a screwdriver,
Okay.
two hammers,
Phillips head or a flathead?
flathead.
Okay.
Well, actually, he has one flathead, one Phillips head.
Okay,
So
not
it's
bad.
it's okay, but no wood to speak of. So I was very much stuck.
What, did you use the tools on other tools then?
No, what I actually did was I used Connects. Remember those?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Remember those very old
Yep.
things that we used to build roller coasters and stuff when we were kids?
What'd you make?
A bookshelf. Because
Out of Connects?
Out of Connects.
Wait, do you have a picture?
I have several pictures because today I finished it and I just started like piling books on top of it. Like here is
Wow.
We'll put a picture on the actual YouTube thing. But yeah.
Oh, thanks for giving me work.
You're welcome.
Well, they're going on Instagram. They'll probably go on YouTube.
True that. But yeah, so this was it. This was the Connects bookshelf.
Wow, can I hold this?
Yes, of course. And you can swipe
Ooh.
to see all of the books that it held. I put on some magazines and took a picture of it.
That's bending.
It is bending. And then I put on a textbook, and eventually, towards the end, I ended up with several books. Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I ended up with I think 5 books, 13 magazines, 2 textbooks, and
too fast.
You did. With 5 books, 13 magazines, 2 textbooks, and the complete works of Shakespeare on the bookshelf. And then I tried to add a little bit more, and it collapsed very violently.
Wow.
And the thing is, I knew how to fix it if I were to build it again, but I just really did not want to build it again. So that was my adventure with building a bookshelf with Connects.
Wow, Mike.
It was a project.
You know that I'm impressed.
Are you
that
really?
that was actually very entertaining.
All right.
You really did bring it. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
I scared my dog so much when it collapsed. Man.
Oh my goodness.
Well, what was your
Well,
so
I want to keep talking about this with you.
for the bookshelf?
Yeah, or actually, should I introduce my last thing first?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, what did you want to say about the bookshelf? Anything?
I just wanted to. No, actually, I was gonna ask how many books you put on it, but I already have that answer.
5 books, 13 magazines, 2 textbooks, and the complete work of Shakespeare.
Wow. And I don't know. Do you think this could be a practical thing? Because
Clearly not,
yeah.
given how violently it collapsed.
that was going to be my main question. Like, do you think if you like really built like structurally integral like stuff, like a lot of like supports and like diagonal beams, do you think potentially you could have built something big and potentially long-term sturdy? With Connects?
With Connects?
Because I'm a Lego boy, so I don't know for sure.
I am also a Lego person, but I did not have. I gave my Legos away to my younger cousin because, I suppose he would get more use out of them. The problem with Connects is that they don't have enough size. So here's the thing: if I knew enough about it and started planning it in advance, because what I basically did was I just started freaking building and seeing how high I could go. But if I planned it all in advance and used physics and things like that, I mean, it's possible. The reason why it fell was because I bumped into it too much, and I did not give it enough back support, so it fell through there.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. But if I had accounted for that and things like that, I think it is actually pretty possible.
So you're saying if you plan it out and really like try to like do maths and stuff and find the weak points, and
if I actually bothered to put effort into this weekly undertaking, it's possible I could have had a really cool bookshelf at the end of it.
Well, at least you're being consistent with the amount of effort you put in each week.
Fair point. True enough. So I'm very interested in what your actual project was, because you've built a lot of really cool things over the years.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, I have built a lot of cool things, and I appreciate you acknowledging that.
You used to build gigantic snow sculptures outside your house during every major snowstorm.
And that was fun. We made the papers a few times.
You did. In fact, I remember one year, he built like a life-size train car. Remember that?
Yeah, the train.
The train.
That was when I was in the old house with my dad and my sister. We all worked on it.
There was this one girl, this one really weird girl in my high school that I was just scrolling through Facebook that posted a picture of it and said something to the effect of like, "Wow, people have too much time on their hands." And I was very close to just commenting, tagging you in it, and just saying, "Hey, Alex, this is the really weird girl that took pictures of it," just like that stood out, just to embarrass her.
Wow,
But
I want to meet her. I wonder what she's doing now.
I could not care less if I tried.
Well, it's nice to be. Art is supposed to derive emotion, and that was certainly. I don't even know if that counts as emotion.
I don't think so
It's
either.
judgment.
It was a judgment. It was a poor one, but I mean, can we post pictures of some of the really cool stuff that you've made over the years?
Yeah, I can look for some stuff.
You made like a Rubik's. You made a gigantic Mario head.
That was mostly my dad. That one was my dad, and I think that one he was really proud about.
I mean, it was pretty dope. It really was.
I remember one year we did like the giant slide.
Oh, I remember that.
That was a lot. That was probably my favorite, just because it was interactive.
I had a lot of fun sliding down that. Yeah.
Yes, and then the T-Rex was probably the best looking.
I had forgotten about the T-Rex.
Yes,
that was really dope.
That one was like our first year in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
Yeah.
But
you've made a lot of really, really cool stuff over the years.
And along with the Argyle.
Mm-hmm. True, that was not a snow sculpture. That was a motorized shopping cart.
Yes, we talked about that last week, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. But that was that was a lot of fun to play with. But
yes, that was a lot. I wish it worked a little bit better so we could actually drive around town in it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
One day. I'm saving it, so we will fix it up and make it perfect.
Eventually.
And we will drive around in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So my initial thought this week was to work with Legos, but I didn't have a lot of Legos left, and I didn't want to take apart my what's it called? My Lego vending machine that I have over there.
He does have a very cool Lego vending machine in his room.
I don't remember how it works. If I never made one, I would have loved to do that this week.
What, making the vending machine?
Yeah,
well, I mean, you could have,
but I already made one, so it's like.
I suppose that makes it less fun.
Yes, this week I wanted to experiment with popsicle sticks.
Ooh,
because I found a bunch of them today, or last week, I mean. And initially, I was thinking about different ways to construct, what is it, like different cool things. Like I was thinking about making a pirate ship, or like a big tower or a building.
Okay.
But then I was realizing that I didn't really know the proper way to build with popsicle sticks. I didn't understand the material enough and what could potentially be accomplished with it.
Okay.
So this week, what I did was I did a lot of experimentation with popsicle sticks, and I made one abstract sculpture with them based on a technique that I kind of figured out where you... Well, I'm just going to pull it up.
Yeah, please do.
Here it is.
Oh, wow. It looks like a kind of spring thing.
Yes. So how it works is that you make a classic 4x or square out of popsicle sticks, and in the next row you shrink it down a little bit until it gets very small, and then you open it back up.
Okay.
So the width never changes, but just the location of the popsicle sticks.
Really?
And I think that would be an interesting way to create depth in sculpture.
Yeah, because you're right, because this does look super duper cool.
I wanted to make it super tall, but I ran out of sticks.
You could just call me over, Mike. Well, I need you to come over now and eat 30 popsicles.
Bring some Freezy Pops.
I would be over here in a heartbeat. you don't even know. I would be breaking down the door. But yeah, no, this is a really cool thing.
And I think I'm starting to understand popsicle sticks a little bit more. This is the type of bullshit we say in art school when we want to make abstract stuff.
I think
it's
I'm
like,
finally becoming one with the popsicle
I didn't
stick.
understand the material enough to construct something literal yet.
Now I am one with the popsicle stick.
Honestly, conversations like that happen.
Really?
And they're taken seriously.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was an English major undergrad. We've had a lot of really dumb discussions about words and things like that too. But yeah.
I really had a lot of fun. I've always wanted to work with popsicle sticks. I always wanted to make a roller coaster.
Out of popsicle sticks?
Yes, like a functioning one.
That would be really cool.
Right?
How long do you think you would need to do that?
I need a lot of time and a lot of sticks.
A lot of sticks?
Yeah, but I haven't figured out a way. I did a lot of other experimentation to try and make kind of like a wooden coaster. How like they have the planks that like you make a little like cube, and then the cubes stack on top of each other to form towers that the coaster lies on top of.
Okay.
I didn't find a totally perfect way to make a reliable cube to be as like sort of a stacking figure.
You know what does have a very reliable cube?
What?
You can make a very reliable cube with Kinects.
You know what? You're right.
I can't. I'm just putting it out
They
there.
do. You remember that set we had when we were kids? One of us had it with the roller coaster connects.
That's what I built my bookshelf out of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, I think we both had that.
Did we really?
Because I remember owning it, and I remember building it here without you. And you know what? Yeah, I remember you building it too, and I going over. We both had it.
We really could just make a massive Kinects roller coaster.
Dude,
and that's what we should do next week.
You could probably buy a bunch of Kinects like super cheap on eBay.
Yeah, because who the hell...
No one likes Kinects.
If you want some plastic building materials...
That's cheap.
That's very cheap. You're going to go with Legos.
No, Legos aren't cheap.
Legos aren't cheap?
No,
Legos are not cheap.
Legos are expensive. They
True.
have a monopoly in the building toy world.
I wonder if Kinects went out of business.
Let's check.
All right, look it up. You look up that. Yeah, but that would be dope to have that full functioning popsicles. I wonder there are a lot of like roadside attractions with popsicle sticks and stuff like that too, right?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, I feel like throughout America there are like the highways of roadside attractions with like the giant duck. That's very classic, and like dumb stuff like that. I see that you pulled up the Kinects homepage.
They're still here. They have a whole section attributed to thrill rides. Whoa, look at that! $500 for a Ferris wheel.
I would not consider a Ferris wheel I would not consider a Ferris wheel a thrill ride.
To be fair, that thing's huge.
How huge is it?
I don't know. Look at it though.
I mean, it's on a phone. It looks very small because it's on a phone screen.
Okay, Mr. Sassy Fast.
I'm just putting it out there.
Oh, and there's a... Oh, I think we had different coaster sets. Because you had something like this that was like a big tower and it spiraled down it.
Yeah.
I had just one that was a huge hill and then it went a huge loop with a circle.
And that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that one was awesome. Dude, look at all these rides. They're all actually a lot more expensive than I thought.
Okay, cool.
So Kinects is still very much around.
Good for them.
Everybody.
All right.
Wow.
I am all for it. They are a very fun building material.
Apparently, they're huge in the thrill rides, which I don't blame because that's all I want to do with them now.
I would pay for. I clearly did buy them, and I would buy them again. Yeah. So over the course of your art history, or what is the most fun thing you've built?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done a lot of really fun stuff. Oh, I think one of the most abstract things I've ever done was a performance piece. It's on my Instagram.
You gotta be
If you
kidding
want to
me.
go check that out. Do you remember this?
You did a performance piece?
Well, I mean performance piece. It was 2 seconds long and you probably saw it and just didn't even think. That's not it. Have you seen this video?
Oh, in which you pulled down... We'll post it on the Oxymorons Instagram, but essentially it looks like he pulled a trigger and a lot of Lego pieces fell in his
They're
head.
not Legos. Those are gummy bears, my friend.
Oh, really?
Gummy bears. So here's what I did. We had to do a kinetic piece.
Okay.
This is for a specific class assignment. Mm-hmm. It was actually the same assignment that I wrote that story about you and me and The Rock for.
Me, you, and The Rock?
And The Rock is the hard place in Unbreakable Friendship.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson for a second.
No.
I was like, I need to read that story.
Dwayne's got nothing to do with this.
Oh.
You, me, and The Rock. We go on an adventure.
He's just like he just beats up everybody that we meet.
And we're just marching along like 30s cartoon characters, the rubbery limbs skipping along.
I will say nothing is more entertaining now than going back and watching WWE highlights with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It'll probably be like that in 10 years with John Cena.
You're probably right, but it's just like, because the man is now the most highly paid actor in the world, and just to see him do all the weird stuff that they had him do during WWE is so much fun.
That's great.
So what were you talking? What boring thing were you talking about?
Kinetic piece.
That's right.
I had to make an art piece that moved. That was the only requirement.
Okay.
And I spent all week trying to think of something, and nothing came to me. And I think about 30 minutes before the class started, I had a big bag of gummy bears, and I was like, oh wait. And then I made a little contraption. I grabbed a cardboard box, taped it shut, put a put string in there to break the tape when I pulled on it, held it upside down to make sure it worked, and I'm like, all right. And I walked to class, and I was like, hey, can someone hold this box over my head? And everyone was kind of like standing back. I asked my professor to record it, and I pulled it, and a bunch of gummy bears fell on my face, on my head, and yes, everyone ate them.
How'd you do on this art project?
Everyone loved it.
Did you get graded on it?
If I was gonna get graded, I don't know if that class had grades. I mean, I got an A in the overall class, but very, very positive reviews. Probably one of the best things I've done in the eyes of the school.
Art school is wild, man.
It is crazy. Like, you just gotta be fucking weird.
Yeah, I guess so.
And, like, just put in the effort to be weird. And then what else did I do? I did a lot of weird things in that class. I filled up 12 different water bottles with, like, a little bit of water in each one, and colored them each with paint, and then glued them all together to make a literal color wheel, a liquid color wheel.
That you could, like, roll down the hill
roll
or something
around
like that?
And play with.
Okay.
And just everyone played with it in class and loved it again. And you could put your arm through it, and it was like a cool gauntlet.
All right. That's pretty dope.
So those are a few of the weird things I've done. I've done so many, like, weird-ass things.
What was the purpose of the paint color wheel? Just to look cool? Or was it like...
I don't remember the purpose of the project. I don't remember why I did it or what the requirement was. I just remember the result.
You know, I love hearing about your art school stories.
Dude, I have so many that I just don't remember.
Because my wild nights as from my undergrad were mostly spent in a physics classroom putting up math formula on the wall, staying there so late studying that public safety had to kick us out.
Oh, wow.
Which happened many times before, I will say. Public safety they gave the math kids so much shit. It was upsetting.
That's funny.
Yeah. You know, one time we were playing Dungeons and Dragons and they kicked us out of the room because it was too late. Come on.
That might be the nerdiest thing you've ever said.
Maybe.
But you know what? I applaud you for it. Did
Yeah.
I tell you I've been learning the rules of Dungeons and Dragons?
I
I've been listening to a podcast about Dungeons and Dragons and been loving it and been picking up the rules along the way.
Well, I mean, the thing about Dungeons and Dragons is there are a lot of rules.
Rules, but like the lingo and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, most of the rules are set by the dungeon master, who you know, because there are rules in the game, but the dungeon master could just say, that sucks. We're not going to do
what
that.
I'm saying is I kind of understand the...
Good.
Yeah, I know what a nat 20 is.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
I'm proud of you. That is an accomplishment.
Look at me. And then aside from that...
Learning nerd culture.
I'm very proud of myself.
Would you... we should make a D20 out of popsicle sticks. That should be our next project.
Would that be... I don't know if we could get that much balance. I don't know if it would be that perfect.
That is something to research for the next time we
New weekly undertaking.
Yes, new weekly undertaking. Do math onto how to make the biggest piece of nerd equipment that you can. But what other... Have you made anything... Because you weren't really a sculpture person. You were more of a painting / graphic design person.
Yeah, especially in my later years, like excluding a few classes, mostly I just did digital work. That wasn't really like experimental because graphic designers are very like a cut and dry marketplace. Like you got to make something that will sell, but it is also very fascinating. So the most like interesting designs that were done were things that both really like challenged like the thought and was like basically there's a really good idea but also conforms to that idea where it's like everyone will understand this and it will sell a product or sell an idea.
Okay.
So that stuff I didn't love. I mean, it was great and I'm doing it for a living, so obviously I gotta kind of love it. But the stuff where it's just like the classes where it's just like build something and just experiment. Just see what happens.
True.
Stuff like that's awesome, and that's what I wanted to do this week. I wanted to go back to just... I'm curious what this would look like, so I built it, and there you go.
And it looks pretty cool.
I
would give you an A on this project.
Thanks, Mike. Your word means nothing.
Yeah. That's very fair. I didn't ever build anything just for the sake of building it. Everything that I've ever built has a purpose. Like, we need this for the show, for this one moment in particular.
Dude, you should try it. It's rewarding.
I'm sure it is. I mean, clearly, Well, the thing that I built this week was for a purpose that it did not fulfill.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty dope. I think the coolest thing that I ever built was in high school. We did Sweeney Todd, and so did you see Sweeney Todd?
I know it from The Office. From that one episode of The Office.
That is the extent of your experience with.
I think that's the extent of most non-theater people's experience with Sweeney Todd.
I think that's a pretty iconic show. I feel like that's one that people know.
Yeah, everyone knows The Office.
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
I'm agreeing with you.
All right. Well, what we did was we built a gigantic cube on wheels that we used for the... So in Sweeney Todd, the guy obviously kills the people while shaving them and dumps them down a trapdoor. So what we did was we built a gigantic cube, which we turned to represent different parts of the different parts of the show.
Oh, cool.
But on top of this thing was Sweeney Todd's barbershop. So he would slice open the neck, and then we had a trap door up on top of the cube, and we had crew people inside the cube for the entire show.
It?
Well, to turn it on the off things, but also we didn't build a slide like the thing.
So they gotta catch them.
So they caught them, tossed them, and then let them safely down the thing and through the trap door very, very quickly. So it was just it was a lot of fun building that.
That's cool.
Yeah. A lot of the I built a lot of stuff, but most of the time I was the tester. Like for example,
what, you pretended to be dead?
No. Anything that we built, this was the job of different people throughout the different years, but for one like 3-month period, it was my job. Every time we built something, it was my job to go on top of it and jump on it to see if it was structurally sound enough.
What a fun job.
It was great. It was great. Oh man, I had a lot of fun times in that theater department. Trinity Theater. Maybe we should ask Mr. Fanning. Maybe you should shut the fuck up. That was the motto.
That was the motto.
Well, because our supervisor, Mr. Fanning, he's a great guy, but he's also he's an incredible teacher, instructor, supervisor, everything. But every time we would ask him a question, like, "Hey, we're gonna do this," he would just go, "Okay," no matter what it was. So we just stopped asking him eventually.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time.
But yeah, I would definitely encourage just building for building's sake. And honestly,
to make something pretty.
When you create without a purpose, you might just find one.
That almost sounded poetic.
Thanks, man.
Almost.
That's what I was thinking about when you were going on your theater spiel.
You know, here I sat thinking, man, I'm glad I have a friend that's willing to listen to me.
Dude, of course I'm gonna listen to you.
No, you're not. Never.
What?
No. You're a piece of shit. All right.
I think it's time for them buckets.
I think so too. All right.
Here, let's just dump it out.
Yeah, we have.
There was only one in there.
One in there. We'll refill it for next time. All right. Let's see. It is no ledge.
I'm sad you figured out what that meant.
I did not
today.
All right. Well, let me read it for. So the challenge this week is no ledge. Spend the week studying a subject. It can be as broad as French history or as specific as earthworm mating habits.
So we're gonna learn.
We're gonna learn something very. Is it niche or niche?
It could be niche, or it could be niche, or it could be something everyone knows.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but I already have a wide command of thoroughly useless knowledge.
Well, you're prepared to add it. Prepare to add.
I am going to go deep on something.
But see, the thing is, it doesn't have to be a useless knowledge, quote unquote. It could be like, I don't know, like learn about gambling.
What do you mean? What would you learn about gambling?
Like the strategies behind it, how people use it to their advantage.
Oh, so like card counting.
Famous gamblers. We're not encouraging this. I'm just saying it would be interesting to learn about.
I mean, gambling is legal in certain areas.
I meant card counting.
What? Oh, card counting. Yeah, I mean, that's not illegal at all, but it
will get you killed.
It will get you kicked out of the casino at the very least.
Yes.
Ah, man. Yeah, but that will be a very fun project. So I look forward to learning about useless information that you spent the week studying.
Yeah, and it's also Thanksgiving this week.
Sure,
so we hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, because it already passed for you.
And for us, we will eat many turkeys as we try to forget the fact that the holiday is rooted in very violent acts.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're wondering about that weekly undertaking from last week that we kind of put back, It wasn't this one.
It was not this one.
But we can't do it for this week simply because Thanksgiving was this week, and that undertaking would make Thanksgiving very sad for us.
I mean, you're alluding to it. Do you want to just tell them what it was?
I think it would be more fun to hang it in the air in front of them. Besides, I've mentioned it in passing before, so they could figure it out.
Are you sure?
We're gonna throw it into the bucket with all the others.
Yeah, we are refilling this week, and then, not that you need to know that they're not gonna look in the pick and bucket.
Well, it's fun for us.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any? Do you have a lot of challenges ready to throw in there? Because I only have like 5 or 6.
I have a couple in mind.
Okay,
and
good.
then I'll build it over the course of the next week.
Just send them to me throughout the week, and
okay.
Why are we talking about this on air?
Because I don't know. Maybe they like the melodious sounds of our voices.
Okay. Wait, can I do the outro this week?
Be my guest.
Thanks, Mike. I'm gonna do your best impression. My best impression of you. My breast impression.
Please don't.
Wait, what do you say?
Oh my God.
Hang on, no.
This is the 20th episode.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to the weekly undertaking. As always, the artists attributed to this podcast are in the description, along with our social medias below theirs. Woohoo! I'm Mike.
That was that was incredible. That was a great impression of me.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, I can't tell. It's like listening to a tape recording.
You're funny.
Oh my God, stop that freaking voice right now. I'm deeply disturbed.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. Until next week, don't forget to challenge yourself.
And try something new.
Oh my God, shut up.
You shut up.
Fucking fight me.
Fucking come at me, bro. I'll kick your ass. I'll fucking demolish you. Bury you in the backyard. Shoot you in the fucking leg. Motherfucker.
I don't think I'm that violent, but...
Yes, I am. I'm me. They can't even tell us apart.
All right.
Why you... No, don't stop.
I'm putting you out of your misery.
No!